Skitch Henderson, how about a small downbeat? Neighbors, Axel Stordahl is sick tonight. Yes, sir, that great big rugged pixie is on the high temperature list. Nothing permanent, though, just that one-day flu.
Oh, boss, I forgot to ask you, who's your guest?
The lovely Metropolitan Opera star, Risa Stevens. Skitch, as we were saying... They say that falling in love is wonderful. It's wonderful, so they say. And with the moon up above, it's wonderful. Yeah, we're home again. It's wonderful, so they tell me. I can't recall who said it. I know I never read it. I only know they tell me that love is grand. And the thing that's known as romance is wonderful. In every way, so they say. To leave your house some morning and without any warning, you're stopping people shouting that love is grand. And to hold a girl in your arms is wonderful, wonderful in every way. So they say. Say, Marv, I've been hearing a lot about cigarette laboratory tests and doctors and throats. Tell me something. Does a throat specialist come wrapped up with cigarettes these days?
Well, look, when you open a pack of Old Golds, don't expect to find 20 throat treatments. No, what you'll get in a pack of OGs are 20 mellow, fragrant cigarettes. But smokers, please don't sue us for that. All we're trying to do is give you the grandest, tastiest smoke in the book. A wonderful blend of the world's finest tobaccos, plus that special touch of rare Latakia tobacco. But if you are worried about throat irritation, listen. Fact Finders Associates, outstanding public opinion experts, put more than 1,200 smokers of other leading brands on a 2-week Old Gold diet. At the end of that period, 69%, or more than 2 out of 3 smokers, stated they found Old Golds less irritating to the throat than brands previously smoked. Yes, Fact Finders report Old Gold's less irritating, thanks to the smooth, rich quality tobaccos in every pack of Old Golds. But like we said, our specialty is tobaccos, not throats. And Old Golds are made first and foremost to delight your taste with fine, superbly blended tobaccos. So if you just want to enjoy yourself right down to your toes, in other words, if you want a treat instead of a treatment, treat yourself to a pack of Old Golds today.
Today? Why only today? I treat myself to a pack every day. Yesterday, today, tomorrow. By golly, I'm sold on Old Gold, I am. And I'm sold on the Pied Pipers, too. Old Gold's fabulous foursome, big in the record department. Pipers, get in here and spin one for Mr. and Mrs. Johnny Q, public.
Know something, but don't say nothing. Keeps rolling, keeps on rolling along. Ransom is soon forgotten, and river keeps rolling along. You and me, we sweat and strain, body all aching and racked with pain. Tote that barge, lift that bale, get a little drunk and you land in jail.
Aye.
Gets weary and sick of trying, tired of living and fear of dying. Oh man, river just keeps rolling along. Hey, listen, you and me, we rack our brain, trying to think of a new refrain. Tote what barge, lift what bale, might as well continue with this sad tale. I get weary and sick of trying. I'm tired of living and so scared of dying. But that old man river, that old man river, he just keeps on rolling along.
To the Pied Pipers, our thanks and our compliments. Quite a beat. Well, Marvin, after next week, we go off the air for the summer, don't we?
Yeah. Well, that's what I want to talk to you about, boss. You see, I got a small sailboat.
Very interesting, Marv, and informative. Just what are you driving at?
Well, I thought maybe you and I could spend 2 weeks together on my boat.
Marvin, aren't you being a little fresh? But sincerely, M.M., I accept your kind invitation. I shall take this trip, I shall, with gusto.
Gusto I didn't invite.
Marvin, please. It's been a lovely day. Don't ruin it, old boy. But, Marv, it's sure been a swell season, hasn't it? Wonderful guests like Van Johnson.
I'll say. Wonderful songs like...
Don't tell me about songs. Let me guess. Wonderful songs like that big tune written by our own Axel Stordahl, which goes, day by day, I'm falling more in love with you. And day by day, I want you to know. And every time our backs were turned this season, Axel slipped that tune of his right into the show. When Jimmy Durante dropped in, we sang, Who will be with you when I'm far away, when I'm... Original lyrics, melody, day by day. Good old Schnoz. The town's celebrating his 30th anniversary in show business this week, by the way. Along about spring of this year, we deployed eastward to New York again to sniff the fragrance of Latakia Lane and to see what the long-hair mob of the Met was singing. And to our very much surprise, the big rage was Greek literature set to 2/4 time and sung in the original Greek, namely, shoe fly pie, an apple pan dowdy makes your eyes pop out, your stomach say howdy, shoe fly pie, an apple pan dowdy, I never get enough of that wonderful stuff. Didn't know that we sang Greek, did you? On the same excursion to the little hamlet along the Hudson, we had a neat plan for making expenses as follows. The Pied Pipers would stroll along Park Avenue singing, and I'd follow 10 paces to the rear, collecting the pennies. While the fabulous foursome gave out with the big musical noise of the moment.
There's a doctor living in your town. There's a lawyer and an Indian, too. Woo! Neither doctor, lawyer, or Indian chief could love you any more than I do.
Yes, sir, it's been a mighty swell year working for OG, but we had our trials and tribulations, too. For example, the night that I tried to meet Slim Gaillard on his own jive ground. And I got caught right in the middle of cement mixer, putty-putty. Cement mixer, putty-putty. Cement mixer, putty-putty. New gold, old gold, being young and I'm old. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, the minute the audience ran out of tomatoes and old duck eggs, I made a beeline for a nice, quiet arrangement of I'm always chasing rainbows, watching clouds drifting by. And further, to get the audience mind off mayhem and murder, the Pied Pipers followed quickly with
Who's got eyes that sparkle like a lily sprinkled with dew?
Hey, yum, ba, ba, ba.
Belly bell. Who's got lips as fresh as autumn rain when summer is through?
Cement mixer, who else?
Belly bell.
And to show you how nice the Old Gold people have been to us this first season, when they heard of our new Columbia record album, why, they wouldn't rest till we did it on the show. And that meant plugging our own records, which we hate to do, don't we? So in that, we fought like tigers, but to no avail, all in vain. After all, you can't buck your sponsor, can you? So we wound up plugging our Columbia album and singing, You go to my head, school is out, and you linger like a haunting refrain. And I find you spinning round in my brain like the bubbles in a glass of champagne. You go to my head like a sip of sparkling burgundy brew. And I find the very mention of you like the kicker in a julep or two. Yes, sir, really a happy season, this first on with Old Gold. And what guests we've had. Dinah Shore, Francis Langford, Bob Hope, Gene Kelly, Van Johnson. Oh, dozens of your favorite people. And tonight, 1 week before we go off the air for the summer, OG plays host to another wonderful guest. A lovely girl and a very charming person, the Metropolitan mezzo-soprano, Risa Stevens. Hello there, Risa.
Hello, Frank.
Risa, this may be a rather personal question, but I've always wondered something about you.
What's that, Frank?
Your first name, it's spelled R-I-S-E. Tell me, do people ever mispronounce it?
Yes, they certainly do. When I first started making radio appearances, the commentator would say, and now we give you Rise Stevens. And then we have the Chinese pronunciation.
Chinese?
Mm-hmm. Rice Stevens. And there's also Rizzy and Risey and Rize. Oh, goodness.
Rice, I mean Rizzy. Excuse me, I mean Risa, tell me, what's popping on the grand piano circuit lately? I know that you warbled the role of Carmen for the first time in the Met this season, and a smasher job you did, my spies tell me. What have you been up to since?
Well, Frank, recently I finished the Metropolitan Tour, which brings the best of classical and semi-classical music to dozens of American cities.
Oh, in other words, Brahms, Beethoven, Bach, and Stevens have been barnstorming on Route 66. Tell me, Risa, how was the take on this jaunt?
The take?
Yes, you know, did you ring the cash register girl? Did you make things green inside the little glass window?
I'm afraid that I don't quite dig you, Jackson.
Oh, I'm sorry, Risa. How many patrons attended the various concerts under the auspices of the Metropolitan Opera?
Frank, this may seem like a small figure to you singers of popular songs, but many of our audiences totaled 35,000.
Wow, and a couple of wows. 35,000 now. Wait a minute. Risa, that 35,000, was that the total for 7 shows a day?
Oh, no. On the Metropolitan Tour, we usually do just 1 show a day.
35,000 people, 1 show a day. Holy smoke. Life with Tommy Dorsey was never like that. But, Risa, how's about you knocking off something from Madman Muntz?
I'm not so familiar with his works, Frank. Would you settle for Jerome Kern's The Song Is You?
I'll settle, Risa. And neighbors, shall we all settle back and listen?
I hear music when I look at you. away. I hear music when I touch your hand, a beautiful melody from some enchanted land. Down deep in my heart, I hear it say, is this a day? I alone have heard this lovely strain. I alone have heard this glad refrain. Must it be forever inside of me? Why can't I let it go? Why can't I let you go? Why can't I let you know the song my heart would sing? That beautiful rhapsody of love and youth and spring. The music is sweet, the words are true, the song is you.
Thank you, Risa. And don't mind if we go around town bragging that you sang on our show.
Oh, well, Frank, that's really something pretty terrific. But, Frank, what about me, after all? I'm a girl.
Well, so what?
Well, I want to go around town bragging that I sang on Frankie's show with Frankie.
Risa, what a perfect Father's Day gift that would be.
Okay, Father, you pick something out.
Well, let me see here. What'll I pick?
Well, could I interest you in a little thing called Strange Music from the Song of Norway?
Well, strangely enough, you could. Skitch Boy, may we try it on for size, please? Strange music in my ear. Only now, as you spoke, did it start. Strange music of the spheres. Would its lovely hum be coming from my heart? You appear, and I hear songs sublime, songs that I'm incapable of. So, dear, let me hold you near, while we treasure every measure, so that time can never change the strange new music of love. You appear, and I hear songs sublime, songs that I'm incapable of.
every measure, so that time can never change the strange new music of
Thank you a million, Risa Stevens. Time now for our favorite announcer speaking about our favorite cigarette. Marv, boy?
Maybe we're innocent about all these laboratory tests and claims some cigarettes are filling the air with, but we have a sneaking suspicion that when you light a cigarette, you want pleasure. Just good, solid smoking pleasure. All right, then, just light an Old Gold. And, how describe it? That fragrance and aroma of rich, quality tobaccos, that delicious blend enriched by imported Latakia tobaccos. And it's those choice tobaccos that make your throat approve OGs, too. Because, listen, in a 2-week test conducted by Fact Finders Associates, 69% or more than 2 out of 3 smokers of other leading cigarettes stated they found Old Golds less irritating to the throat. But we're not selling throat cures. Pleasure's our business. Pleasure, burning at the end of a cigarette. Old Gold pleasure. So if you want a treat instead of a treatment, treat yourself to a pack of Old Golds today.
It'll be a pleasure, Marv, a pleasure. An Old Gold pleasure. After next Wednesday, neighbors, we bow out for the summer months. But of course, Latakia Lane remains open for business, but Natch. Anyway, next Wednesday being Auld Lang Syne night, we're going to whoop it up. We're really going to rattle the dishes. I think it'll be a fine and solid soiree with musical refreshments for young and old. And for a special added attraction, we're presenting our famous Adagio dance, where Axel Stordahl grabs me by my bow tie and throws me up in the first row balcony. I knew you'd like that. So till next Wednesday, then, stay young and healthy and keep your speedometer down to normal. Be good, kids. Thanks again, Skitch Henderson, for your swell work tonight, and to Miss Risa Stevens. So long, neighbors.
Next Wednesday, Songs by Sinatra, presented by Old Gold, whose choice tobaccos are specially conditioned to help guard against cigarette dryness and to give you more smoking pleasure. Say, don't let little annoyances get you down. Why be irritated? Light an Old Gold. The Frank Sinatra Show is written by Glenn Wheaton and produced and directed for Old Gold by Man Holliner. This is Marvin Miller speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.